Hello, and welcome to Table Goth. Tonight, we are serving Hades High School, an actual play of Monsterhearts 2 with a heavy flavoring of Hades by Supergiant Games. We're using custom playbooks created by myself. Some moves are reflavored, many are brand new, so we will read them to the audience as they are used. Ideally, the skins will be made available for the rest of the world after our season concludes. Last episode, I explained the premise of our game in more detail. So if you skipped that, what are you doing? You should not do that. Go watch that. But if you're already here, you'll figure it out. Most of this world's a mystery. We're here to experience it together. We, as a group, have already discussed our boundaries and safety tools are in place for the cast. This is a live show, so we cannot predict all content that will be explored, but do expect physical and emotional confrontation, substance use, and sexually charged scenarios. Please do take care of yourselves as we deal with the best and worst that high school has to offer. Now, joining us at the table are Vin. If you'll tell the people who you are and who you are playing.
Howdy guys, I'm Vin Vox and I'll be playing Hypnos. Oh my god.
We have Wes.
Hi, I'm Wes Franks with Caring Comfort Studios, and I'm playing Thanatos.
We have Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm playing Meg. You can find me Ms. Petty Dreadful on the internet.
April.
Hi, April Raygun. I'm playing Dusa.
Prince.
Hey everybody, I'm Prince, aka Doubles and Dice around the internet, and I am playing Lord King Theseus, the Godslayer.
Okay. Just a couple titles. And then I am Bully, and I will be your MC for the evening. Now have a seat, mind your manners. The table is set. Our ritual begins now. It's our faces. We're back again.
I still think you should have set the cape on fire.
It's
Ooh.
Yeah,
season 2. Cape's going on fire.
we'll get
Along
a
with-
flash paper budget.
My home. Yes.
That's what all the fire extinguishers are for.
Speaking of things on fire, let's go over what happened last time. We'll do a quick rundown of where our characters are at with their strings and conditions, and then we'll get into our recap. Dusa. It's 3 strings on Hypnos, 1 string on Meg, and 1 string on Zag, which should be very useful.
It's going to be.
Hypnos has 3 strings on Theseus, 2 strings on Thanatos, and 1 XP. Meg, 1 string on Thanatos, 2 strings on Theseus, 2 on Dusa, 1 on Hypnos. And then we have Thanatos, who is 1 on Dusa, 1 on Hypnos, and 1 on Aphrodite. Then the King of Strings, Theseus himself, has 2 on Hypnos, 1 on Than, 1 on Meg, 1 on Dusa, 1 on Ares, 1 on Artemis, and he has the condition Spoiled. Some of the God Squad have some conditions themselves. Aphrodite was given the condition People Pleaser. Dionysus has the condition Doomed. And Zag has the condition Dead. Other than that, let's go over why these things happened. Last time, a group took the ferry to the island, but were very late to orientation due to a storm. The school had no power, and the group arrived in the Great Hall and waited in the dark until they were greeted by Headmaster Hades. They were shown to their dorm tower, where they will be staying in the basement, where they were introduced to the student ambassadors, known as the God Squad, to the other students, as they were getting ready, setting up their common area. Theseus and Ares immediately had a bit of an alpha off, where Theseus didn't quite manage to impress anyone with his football throw. As the Thonic kids, as they were called, got settled in their rooms, the rooms being Than and Hypnos in one suite, Deuce and Meg in another, Theseus claiming a space for himself. Athena came in Deuce and Meg's room, offered her support, and said that she was interested in discovering why they were selected for the school. Hermes visited the brothers and got rather talkative, and Artemis caught Theseus having a moment, but let him know that she wanted him to take some of the others down a notch and they get his shit together. Dionysus brought out a bottle of ambrosia, some other spirits, plenty of nectar, and some drinks he found on the island, which apparently used to be a bootlegger hideout where they grew special fruit. So, the kids got a game of Truth or Dare going as an icebreaker and drinks were poured. Ares immediately dared Theseus to hit him, so he did, and knocked him the fuck out, earning him the title Godslayer, apparently. Moving right along, and strangely earning some respect from Ares as well. The games continued with Aphrodite daring Meg to let her read a text conversation, which ended up being a hate-filled exchange with her sister Alecto. Than was dared to down a bottle of nectar, but put Aphrodite in her place first. Theseus dared Dionysus to run all the way to the top floor and back. Hypnos asked Zeus if he was natural or on steroids, which he responded to by taking his shirt off. Theseus asked Hypnos about his porn habits, which caused Than to take a walk as we started getting to stepmother territory, and weirdly led to different sexual tension, actually, as Than found Dionysus chilling on the stairs. He saw his fate of getting choked to death during some sort of sex act, which then led to more sexual tension, where Than offered to stay with him that night, for safety. Dusa was dared to steal the Employee of the Month portrait from the lounge, and Theseus decided to tag along. Than was already in the lounge. Why is that word so hard? And he watched crimes happen. Theseus messed with Dusa, but both managed to escape when they heard someone coming. Zag in his light-up shoes entered, and he introduced himself to Than as the newest student. Than led him to the basement, where he began to settle in his room with Theseus before Truth or Dare continued. Dusa dared Zag to go fishing, so the new kids all took a fishing trip. As the power miraculously came back on, the God Squad took the elevator back to their room at the top. Along the way, they did some bonding with Zag, Meg almost intimately, as she roughly demanded an answer to his comment about a student dying the previous year. And they ate some edibles, courtesy of Theseus. Because of the drinking and gummies and all of these things, instead of finding the fishing cove, Zagreus wound up at the Brooding Cliff. But that was okay. They spent some time watching the sunrise, and they made a pact to be best mates. Upon making it official, Zag fell off the cliff and died. And that's where we'll be picking things up. So, yeah, I mean, that's happened. We're picking things off right from there. Zag is dead. All that is left of is his fishing rod. You can just make out one of his light-up shoes still sort of blinking in the fading darkness and the shadows of the cliff. I believe the last thing that happened was Theseus ran. Is that correct? Okay. Theseus is getting the fuck out of
Absolutely
there.
hauled ass. Absolutely.
Meg's gonna stop him.
She could try. Theseus, give us a runaway. That's volatile. That's a move.
Let's go.
Ooh, okay. Rolling perfectly. Yeah, Theseus is gone. Thags barely hit the bottom before he is well into the mountain. What are the rest of you doing?
Did that actually just happen?
Screaming?
You think
we're gonna
he,
drink
he
drop.
might have made it?
Well-
We have to go get somebody. We have to tell somebody.
There's a chance he might be alive. But if you ingest more than 4 drinks of alcohol a day, then your chance of death goes up by 20%. So
I don't think that matters if you fall off a cliff. The amount of drinks versus the fall doesn't correlate.
Did we see his body like get washed away?
Parts of it.
Oh geez, yeah, no, there's no way.
Wait,
he's
what, parts of it?
alive.
I
He said what he
believe-
said.
April needed clarification. Excuse me, I have a moment. Okay.
There's your clarification.
I think what's best right now is to decide whether or not we risk getting expelled or we just turn and we go back to our rooms and we wake up.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
The headmaster's son is gone, and we're the last people he was seen with.
Everyone knows we went fishing.
Every single person that knows that we went fishing, we're also drinking.
But I feel that the punishment for covering up a death is worse than drinking.
No one said anything about covering up a death.
We just plead ignorance and blackmail everyone else.
The shoe is still blinking.
I'm fine with blackmail. I just want to know that that's what you're suggesting.
It's either we go to the headmaster and we say, "Dear Mr. Headmaster, so sorry, but we ingested a bottle of illegal alcohol. We also ate some gummy snacks. And due to that, your son, also a new student, has perished, withered, and died."
What was wrong with the gummy bears?
Oh my God, it was drugs, Dusa.
What was wrong with the gummy bears?
Oh, you sweet summer
Oh my
child.
God, it was drugs, Dusa.
There was a percentage of probably around, I would say, by the smell of them, around 20 to 30 milligrams of THC within those edibles.
You can get that from the smell? Never mind.
They also looked very sticky.
You know, maybe we should have this conversation back at the dorms so we're not at the scene of the crime.
Do you know how to get back?
We can try our best.
How dark
I
is the
don't-
path back to the mountain?
We like went through a cave.
And like we're lost in the cave
sun
for a
is
bit.
rising, so. But in the caves, it's dark. Like you have to use your phones to get through. I think someone had a lantern or something.
Okay.
Is there
Yeah,
ano-
he's at the bottom of the cliff.
Yeah. Is there another path to like town or something, or a path around the mountain?
Not from the brooding cliff, unless someone wants to try to straight up scale the cliff. But it's been raining all night. does not look advisable.
Oh no, it's a perfect brooding cliff. There's only one way on it. Okay.
Okay, who the fuck knows what Theseus is gonna say? We should head back at least to catch up with him.
Should we take the
They
fishing
take
pole or
off.
leave it?
Leave the fishing pole.
Okay.
Yeah, don't touch it.
Yeah, fingerprints.
Drops the fishing pole.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Okay.
So the rest of the group will start heading back into the cave.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't need sunglasses in a cave anymore.
That was a great
Excellent.
touch, though.
Theseus, you're putting distance between you and that mess. You're not sure where exactly you're going, but you're going.
Yep.
You're going through a cave. You just hear the echo of your feet hitting the stone, your heavy breathing bouncing off the walls. As you get deeper and deeper, it gets darker and darker. Eventually, after running for a hot second, you slow down just enough to maybe catch your breath, get your bearings just a little bit, as you feel like you're at least not in that immediate area. That is when a smell hits you. Something sharp and acidic, sort of cutting through the wet, earthly odors. You sit there and you're listening, and you can hear hundreds of dripping noises, or maybe just a dozen, multiplied by all the echoes, but there's a sound that cuts through that. And almost like a grinding or a crumbling, you notice the ground beneath you, right beneath your feet, begins to swell and break. Behind you as well, and a few points on the wall, something's starting to like push off in different parts of the cave. And the smell gets sharper and worse as you see this huge rat, clearly diseased with rabies or something, comes clawing its way out of the floor as you step back from it. It's
What
got
the
some
fuck.
open wounds on it that are just oozing this thick green pus. And it's out, and its eyes are red and mad, and it's just looking around, wild. Seems to settle on you, and it just pukes out this little pile of acidic bile that starts to drip on
Ugh.
itself and on the floor beneath you. And you can
Ugh.
see more of these, some big like this thing. It's a dog size, right? It's some smaller ones starting to crawl out as well. What would you like to do?
Is there a place to run that they're not coming from?
At this point, since they're coming from sort of everywhere, you're gonna have to carve a path.
Okay. So I'm gonna try something bold. Be an athlete at all. I'm still wearing my poncho. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run straight at the big one. And I'm going to try to put the poncho over his face and then just jump over it, like football hurdle over it, dropping the poncho in his face so it gets confused.
That sounds like volatile to me. Let's do it.
Uh,
Got a partial success. We're calling this a lashing out physically. So a few things happen here on a 7 to 9, which you got. The creature can learn something about your true nature and get a string on you, which seems like it's not applicable, but I will say that is an option if you'd like it to be. The MC, which is me, can decide how bad the harm turns out to this thing, or you become your darkest self. What would you like to happen here? But either way, you do succeed. You do harm this thing.
I'll let you decide. Go ahead. Yeah. Come at me, bro.
Okay. So you're going to sort of put a poncho between you and this disgusting creature and then just vault it. And you do in a way, but not as smoothly as you'd like. You don't really vault it as much as you put the poncho down, and the poncho almost instantly is just eaten away by this acid as you put it on it, and sort of throwing you off as you plant your foot firmly on this thing's head, but get enough purchase with your foot to launch off of it and past it. You do step over it, but you just smash this thing's face into the ground. You can smell burnt rubber from the bottom of your shoe, and you stomp this thing, which seemed to have really pissed off the rest of them. As it was chaos for a second, but now you've gotten all of their attention, as all these things are starting just to do a coordinated swarm towards you.
Okay, then Theseus is running and screaming. I imagine this is echoing through the caves at this point. But
Yeah. So yeah, you're taking off. One shoe's still sort of melting a little bit, but not completely as you start taking off further.
Oh,
down
I've kicked the shoes off. They're gone now.
All right.
They're a sacrifice. I'm running barefoot.
The rest of you heading down the cave, going through the tunnel, sticking together. When eventually you can hear a screaming, which surely isn't Theseus. Theseus doesn't scream like that, but someone is. Just sort of echo and wash over you in the tunnel.
We should maybe go the other direction. This might not be a good idea.
Well, it might be another person dying, Dusa.
Yeah, I feel like we keep moving forward.
We don't want another person to die on our watch now, do we?
I don't.
It's okay, Dusa. We'll protect you. And go forward.
Fan and Meg taking the lead, going forward.
Yeah, I'm behind them.
Yeah.
Hypnos, what's going on with Hypnos during this?
We're gonna pretend that's just the ghost of Zagreus, echoing about, but he's like behind a fan.
Excellent. Okay. You go forward to see part of the tunnel is just torn up, where you could tell all sorts of things have burrowed up from the ground. You smell the acid. You could see part of a melted poncho, that Theseus's poncho. And you could see lots of little tracks of something, but you don't quite see what burrowed out of the ground here. But actually you do, because there's a remains of this bloated, acid-leaking vermin lying in the middle of the tunnel, with a large footprint where its face used to be.
Do any of you know if giant rats are natural to this area?
I look at Dusa. I assume everyone else looks at Dusa.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're looking at me. I didn't do research. The person who would know is on the other. They fell.
All right. Do I notice the melted bits of rubber and shoes?
Yeah,
kicked
there's
off the side?
there's a little bit of footprints that lead to the discarded shoes.
Let's figure this out then. I think this way. And I think looking at the poncho, I go, I'm pretty sure that scream was Theseus.
We should go help him.
We should.
Onwards towards the horror. Okay.
Mhm.
Theseus, give me a dark roll to see if we're gonna kind of count this as gazing to the abyss to see if you can figure out how to get the hell out of this place. Well, I try to fix where your faces are. Hold, please.
It's cool. We're just gonna play each other.
Oh, where were you originally?
I'm the MC now.
Oh,
Oh.
Zag is alive.
it's canon.
It's like Hollywood Squares right now.
Yeah, this stuff's so hard to figure out. We're good. We're good. We're getting
No, I'm
closer.
still do stuff.
We're getting good. We're not good yet.
We're getting it. We're almost there.
I need a nap.
Yes.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Let's look at that roll. Partial success. Okay. You're making your way through. Could be worse. Let's get the same for whoever wants to make a dark roll out of the remaining group as sort of get a vision on where to follow. Or multiple of you can do it if you want.
Ooh.
Of course, somehow a few partial successes, but Hypnos just barely awake at this point because it's way past your bedtime. It's the next day, and you almost like a supernatural honing to your bed. You know where to go. As you're also you get to certain tunnels of like there's a deliberation here or there. It gets hard to follow the tracks because he becomes barefoot. Hypnos never deliberates. Hypnos doesn't really even check in with the rest of you as they're just sort of almost sleepwalking and then just taking certain turns. And it just feels right. So the rest of you go with it. And eventually come upon Theseus. Theseus, you take your time on some of these. It takes you a little bit longer, so you take some wrong turns. So you wait by intersections. You try to listen for like water or wind or something. And while waiting at one of these intersections, you can hear footsteps behind you, and you see the light from the rest of the crew.
Can I have picked up Theseus's shoes?
Absolutely.
Theseus, what happened? We saw the dead rat and we heard a scream.
And almost on cue, once again, there's a rumbling. There's little rocks falling down from the cave walls. It's more of these rats, in particular, 2 large ones and many small ones start coming out, just freaking out, just spitting this acidic bile and just going rabid.
Say no more. Move it. Hightail it.
I would like
Go.
to run away.
So we got options here. There's run away, or if any of you would like to clear a path, that would make it easier to overall run away as well. But the consequences would be worse if you failed to do so.
I'm going to attempt to clear a path.
I'm going to
Okay.
clear a path.
So we're doing a lash out from Than and from Meg. But the rest of you.
I'm just gonna run.
Mm-hmm.
A run away from
know.
Dusa, which you have
I don't have
options what you can
shoes,
roll
no
on that.
cleats. Nah, this ain't happening.
Okay, so run away. So it's volatile for everyone, although Dusa has another option if you want to
I-
use it for your run
I'm
away.
sudden escaping.
Okay, you're going to use sudden escape. We have a fail for Meg. Partial success for Thane. Hypnosis failing.
It's been nice playing with you guys.
Honestly, like
Deuce is out.
2 episodes, we did it.
Theseus. He told you once, he'll tell you again, he's out.
Theseus, are you running or are you fighting?
No, he's running. So Meg and Than, how do you fight? How do you lash out physically in this situation?
Than's gonna pull out his switchblade that he had in his pocket. That's got like a little scythe in the side, like inlaid on the side of it.
Yes.
He's just gonna push the button. He's gonna go, oh, this is not gonna be good. And it's just going to start like kicking rats, like the smaller ones, and is essentially just trying to like do like a feint, like a poke and a feint at the larger ones, not trying to like actually try to get like to stab it, to kill it, but he's just trying to like make a path for everybody else.
Sting him, getting him away from you. What about Meg?
Oh, I'm throwing these shoes I just picked up.
Okay. Found some projectile weapons.
Kinda.
My
Knock 'em
forces.
over.
Not my forces.
You left them,
They're
man.
already melted.
They're melted.
I was gonna do something else with them later, but this came up and it's more important.
So Than, since you had a partial success, do you want these rats to learn something about your true nature, get a string on you? Do you want me to pick the harm, or do you want to become your darkest self?
Let's see. Looking over my darkest self right now. You know what? I would say it's too early for this, but screw it. It fits. Let's go darkest self. Yeah.
Would you mind reading for the class what Thanatos' darkest self is?
You were too worried about the fate of others to see your own doom. Your duties are deadly serious, and it is about time others take them seriously. You take the condition doomed. Nothing matters except your work. Other people are insignificant in the grand scheme of things. You only exist to remind them of this. To escape your darkest self, someone must remind you that you are your own person, or you must witness a dark fate. Shirt. It's good vocabulary choices there, Bully. I just want to say, shirt.
Thank you.
That's a good word.
Forgot myself what his darkest self was, so it's nice to hear. Okay, so a few things happen here as Than, amidst this just chittering and puking sounds and dripping and acid burning and screaming, you could almost swear everyone in somewhere way down the tunnel, or maybe way in the back of your minds, you can almost hear a bell toll. But that's quickly overridden by all these other things that are happening as Than, just with a weird just serial killer stoicness in this situation, little switchblade out, is very much just clearing a path here. Not really with the switchblade as much as with its presence. Like, even the rats are creeped out, and the animals have a sense, even though these things are out of their minds and just beings of chaos, it seems, they recognize something to be avoided and something deadly. And they literally, like, parting the sea as these rats get the fuck away from Thanatos. Except for one of the large ones that had cornered Dusa, and Dusa just wide-eyed stares at this thing's little beady red eyes before it's just sort of goes, and it's just sort of dripping out this acid out of its mouth, and then it's just kind of stuck there, frozen in place by some unseen force, locking eyes with Dusa. And Dusa uses this opportunity to get the hell away from it, as it's just unmoving, though, frozen. While Meg starts chucking what's left of some of these shoes, not really to much effect. Luckily, Than stepped in. But in those moments before this, some rat bites happen. Some acid got splashed on some shins. And Meg, since you got in the thick of it, you're going to take 2 harm. Than, with a partial success, you have 1 harm. Hypnos also has 1 harm for failing the run roll. The rest of you are fine. But at the end of all of this, you do make it past this situation and eventually see the light at the end of the tunnel, which is a good thing in this case. And you reconvene there.
What were y'all doing? Like, are you making friends? You want to bring back a pet that spits acid?
Enough
They're,
of
they're
you.
taking way too long.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were just making sure that you were able to get out. Unless you didn't notice.
I really didn't need your help. Really didn't.
Oh, that's clear. You were out of there before anything thickened up in there, weren't you? Hightailed it out of there. It's fine. I understand.
Yeah, I left
Catfights
the
can be
death to the people
nefarious.
who like death, like you.
I don't have time for this. I came here to learn, to study. I didn't come here to deal with people falling off of cliffs and putrid rats and over-obsessive jocks.
I feel like I'm the perfect amount of obsessed.
You can go back and ask the rats that. I'm going back to my room. Hypnos, you can come if you want to.
Yeah, coming.
This might be venturing into shutting someone down territory. Is that your intention,
Yeah,
Thanatos?
That was my intention. Yeah, kind of.
Let's do a cold roll.
Oh, I don't know why I pulled out dice. We're going to do it on the...
I heard you shaking dice. I was like,
Yeah.
He's doubling up.
Gotta make it special.
Yeah.
oh, you're just going to be sad because you'll roll nice on the dice and you're like,
That's exactly it. The roll 20 is not to bite me in the butt. I rolled 2 6s on the dice, but we're going to leave it to roll 20.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
That's fine. It's fine. It's a
10.
10. That's a
It's
10.
a full
Yeah.
success. So when I shut someone down, well, you have an ability. You can choose 2 from this, correct?
I would like to, yeah, because of Death's Cold Gaze. When you roll to shut someone down on a 7 or higher, you may choose an extra option from the list.
So there's something extra cold, especially now, about the way Than is just staring into, maybe past or just through Theseus at this moment. Choose 2 options out of, they lose a string on you. If they have no strings on you, you can gain 1 on them. They gain a condition, or you can take 1 forward.
Let's see. Do you have any conditions yet, Theseus?
Spoiled.
I apparently am spoiled.
Okay, well, you're going to lose the string on me first off. That's happening. And then you're going to gain the condition chicken.
Okay. So, with that extra cold exchange, Than,
It's all you, emo kid. It's all you. I'm done.
As they're walking back, looks over at Hypnos and goes, "It's goth. It's not emo. It's a completely different thing."
I'm sorry also that I ran, but I'm not good to fight. But if you bring your jacket to our room later, I can fix it.
It's fine. I'll fix it myself. I appreciate
Okay.
it, though. You should focus on your studies, too.
with this, a group, one of those things where you have these moments and then it would be really nice to be able to walk in opposite directions after, but there really is just, you're all going the same way anyway. And no matter how you feel, you probably still don't feel enough to risk getting lost again. So it's just a much looser group now, but still just sort of tensely marching back towards the school. And as you begin to see the high spires of Hades High School, first cutting through, which you now see in the daylight, beautiful gardens to one side of the school. And as you're moving through these gardens, you see someone working in them. See a white woman with green eyes, long blonde hair. She's kind of short, no makeup, sort of a granola look, but clearly an adult. Wearing a long, kind of flowy dress, very practical sort of gardening get up. Seems to be sort of elbow deep in some of these plants, and she looks up as the group approaches. Checks her watch. Well, you're all out quite early. As looking from person to person, I cannot even venture a guess on why that would be, actually. I was going to say maybe a morning jog, but she looks towards the brothers and rules that out.
You work here?
I do. She gets up and sort of brushes some of the dirt off her knees. I am Mrs. Persephone.
Miss Persephone. Nice to meet you.
The science teacher here at the high school. I can't say I recognize any of you. You don't seem to be freshmen, though. Are you the new students?
That's us.
Yes.
Oh, well met.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting circumstances, though. You do know you're not supposed to be off school grounds.
Nobody
I thought
told
this
us
was
that.
part of the school grounds.
Mhm.
The gardens
we got lost,
are.
and I think we didn't really mean to leave we just kind of got lost, and now we found our way back, but I don't know I don't know that we left the school grounds.
We decided to explore the grounds last night when we arrived. We were too jittery after the ferry trip. When we were walking around, we noticed a fishing pole out by a cliff.
Did you now?
Yeah. Thought it might be yours, maybe? We didn't want to move it, though. Or it might be the ferryman's.
So you are in the mountain.
Yes, we were starting to wander a bit.
I'm glad you made it out all right. It's pretty, like a labyrinth in there. Did you see anything strange? And she's now looking directly at Dusa.
No, nothing strange.
Oh, you just seem a bit, jittery. A bit rattled, even.
Theseus like
Well,
grabs
nice.
Dusa around the arms, like, no, she's fine. She's just sometimes her words fail her when she gets around new people. And we're just getting to know each other a little bit.
So she looks at you with, she has a very sort of a calming, motherly kind of demeanor, but there's this quiet intensity behind her, something authoritative. She really looks at you. There's nothing else you need to tell me. Dusa, was it? Dusa, I would love for you to roll to keep your cool.
Oh shit.
Dusa,
Okay.
please, God, keep your cool.
I will say, go ahead and add one, because Than and Theseus have been doing a decent job of
Yeah.
trying to
What-
take the brunt of the pressure off of you. But your initial...
What?
Theseus trying to make sure he doesn't look down at his feet, which are just there.
Oh no, you don't do that. What do I have to roll for this?
It's a cold roll.
Cold, and you said a +1.
Yes.
Goodness.
That is a fail. Remember, on these fails to mark experience. So that's XP for Dusa. Hypnos failed again.
Hey.
Meg failed. So make sure you get your XP for that. And yeah, she looks and excellent. I'm glad we're getting off on the right foot then, as she glances at Theseus's feet, and then back to you, Dusa. Well, I don't want to keep your time. There's a lot you'll have to do as new students here. Please, as you were.
Have a wonderful
And
day.
It was wonderful to meet you. Thank you. Bye.
She goes back to gardening.
So I have a move here, Bully. I didn't want to use it immediately because there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's called Not Your Time. And
do.
when someone dies, you may gaze into the abyss. On a 7 or higher, you see where they wake up fully healed a short time later.
Yeah, forgot you had that move. As a god of death, you can also help people avoid it. So, sounds like it's time for you to make a gaze into the abyss, a dark roll.
You better succeed.
While you roll that, I also didn't want to interrupt, but on the way up, Hypnos, you also got hurt, correct?
Mm-hmm.
as the healing mechanic in or Monsterhearts. You'll have to remind me if this would work. But while we're walking, if Meg, because she's not a gentle person, just kind of yanks Hypnos to the back and like grabs like part of her shirt or something to like wrap it around, would that allow Hypnos to heal just in like a very abrupt way, or does it have to be longer than that? I can't remember.
So healing occurs naturally over time, just by essentially saying like, I'm gonna treat my wounds, or I'm gonna rest for the evening, or whatever. You can heal additional if someone tenderly helps treat your wounds. That didn't seem like that's what you were going for there.
I don't roll hot to be tender though, so I was just trying to.
But I like that still happening. The Hypnos just kind of gets pulled back and roughly
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
not helping.
cloth tied, and thanks, I guess. It's practical. It is helping the wound. Meg knows that. Meg's had wounds before.
Help me.
Maybe doesn't feel like it's helping to Hypnos, but it's up to them to interpret how they want. Thanatos rolled an 8. So, this Gaze the Abyss, as part of that, works a little differently for Than here. And what I think I'm going to have happen is there's something that can happen when with Death Incarnate, where one of the options is the inevitable grows closer. That is going to happen, whatever that means. But you sort of look up at the sky. Not a cloud in the sky anymore, despite the intense storms all yesterday and night. And that blue turns into the ocean, the waves lapping up on shore. And you see that weakly blinking light of a shoe. And then you see the foot it's attached to, the leg it's attached to, and you see Zag face down, washed ashore on a beach. And then you hear a splashing. Then you hear a, whoa, man, what happened to you? Is that Poseidon's voice? And then you're back to where you were.
Thanatos is going to smile slightly, just like he's okay.
The rest of you, Thanatos, has clearly lost his mind, but
The hell does that mean?
What?
What? Who's okay?
I didn't say anything.
No, you did for sure.
We should
Yeah,
get inside or something.
Words
and
came out of
talk.
your mouth just now.
It's weird. I thought I saw something for a moment.
I don't remember giving you the gummies.
Look, we're all tired. Let's just go.
Yeah, let's do that.
I reckon that's a good idea. Yeah. Weird.
okay. Do you all head back to your rooms?
Indeed.
Back to the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the rooms.
Theseus gets back to his room. He's like, I had a roommate for like 30 minutes. Oh, well, plenty of room for my trophies now. Sleep soundly.
Thanatos is going to go into his room and close the door without even saying good night or good morning to Hypnos. and it's just going to do a polite tap on the shoulder, like a pat on the shoulder, and just immediately go to his room and close and lock the door. And then you just hear like music just thumping from behind it. And he's going to immediately get on his bed and just start researching, or trying to, like, kind of going through like notes or anything that he's taken before, trying to see if anything like this has happened or anything like that.
Okay. Hypnos, you begin crawling into your bed. Your room's pretty vacant except the massive, like great eagle's nest that you've built of just blankets and pillows that represent your bed.
Mm-hmm.
As you finally crawl into your long-awaited bed, you hear a ugh, and a hand sort of pats you and pulls you on the shoulder and sort of brings you into a spoon. Hey, man. Oh, shit. You're the other brother. And you see Dionysus clearly hungover, completely in the buff. You didn't even see him because he was just another thing in the pile that is your bed. And he's like, you make a hell of a bed, man. I'll be honest. I came in here looking for your brother and saw this, and I'm like, I'm gonna try it out. It looks wild. As soon as I touched this thing, man, it knocked me the fuck out. And well, I guess this is awkward. Or is it?
Hypnos is just gonna turn around and walk to his brother's door and just politely, ever so gently,
Immediately, like, you just hear rustling and the door opens and just goes, what? What is this? What is this pointing? What is it? What are we playing charades now? It's too early. Oh, we're playing charades now. Okay. All right. How many words? One word. All right. It's a give or take game here, Hypnos. You have to give me something.
oh, you're about to get something. Let's just go behind door number 1.
Is your room door number 1, or I'm going to check the door? Oh,
Of course.
okay. All right. What do you need to show me? What is so important that I can't go and get some rest? Please. I think you of all people would understand that. Oh,
You see the large, hibernating bear form of Dionysus, who's already asleep again, snoring loudly. He looks comfy.
If you weren't being such a ass right now, I would be fine with a body pillow. But, this is your problem, so you should deal with it. Really appreciate it. Brother, that thing that we have, that thing that we are. Like, I can understand you doing that to whatever that guy's name was, but you are like one quip away from being on a true crime podcast. What is wrong with you?
please roll cold. Shut me down, please. Oh my god.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, yeah. Give us that cold, Hypnos.
Okay. Isn't that cold or dark? Just it's cold, right?
It's cold, unless you have a
Okay.
thing. Let me look.
I don't.
All right. On a partial success, you choose one from below, Hypnos. They lose a string on you. If they have no strings, you gain one on them. You can give them a condition, or you can take one forward. You will be coming across poorly. Not that you probably really care in this moment.
Yeah.
But you get a condition in return, actually. Let's forget that part. So, first, what would you like to do?
Let me double check. Gonna Look at some strings. Yeah, they're gonna lose the string on me.
Okay.
Womp womp.
Dun, 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 dun.
And what condition do you give Hypnos, Thanatos?
Cranky.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, but all in all, you have been shut down. How would you like to proceed?
So are you opposed to having the naked man still sleep in your bed or not?
I might have to flip a coin. But you have to deal with it.
Fine. I'll take care of it.
Thank
Thanatos
you.
is going to go and is going to tap Dionysus on the shoulder.
Oh, yeah, you're the one. Hey, half poses.
Somehow in your drunken stupor, you picked the wrong room.
Drunken stupid. Me? Come on, man. Yeah, you're right.
Would you still need to stay in my room? You've survived the night from an untimely demise, it seems.
Yeah, what time is it? It is. You don't get any natural light in here, man, and I need it. Look, yeah, I'll go back to my room if that's what you want. Hey, you, points to Hypnos, you sleepy little minx, you. Can I borrow this blanket? I can't imagine sleeping with anything else now. And the way it contours to my body, it's...
Yes, it's fine. It's yours.
I appreciate you. All right, later. And he holds the blanket to sort of cover his front, but cheeks in the wind makes his way out of the room towards the elevator.
Has your request been properly fulfilled?
Yes, thank you.
Anything for my darling dear brother?
And now it's his turn to shut the door.
With that, our Thana kids will... I know Thanatos is not sleeping. You're doing research?
No, too much has happened for me to sleep. It's also too early in the morning for me to get any decent amount of sleep at all, especially with a full day today. So I'm going to attempt to connect to Wi-Fi. God forbid they have any, and going to try to figure out if there's anything about seeing traumatic deaths that might occur that might cause you to have hallucinations, cliff-related deaths in the Pacific Northwest off of an island, things of that nature. Giant rats that live in mountains as well that spew acid, things of that nature. Also is going to look up this Theseus kid.
Ooh. Let's make that a gaze into the abyss. This is you seeking information.
Baby,
that
it's what I'm good at.
may not be readily accessible.
Oh, come on now.
Partial success. Let's start with Theseus. Theseus, if someone were to look you up online, what would they find?
Probably several articles of winning, state championships, that sort of thing, for football, basketball, baseball. Also, won several science scholarships, because that's his other thing. He is a part-time scientist. Doing his Peter Parker sort of thing.
All-around athlete, it seems. And brains to boot. Nothing but track
And
and
you
field.
probably find his very rich dad too.
On that, it's Very Rich Dad's absolutely some recent articles, as is apparently a bit of a potential scandal going on with the marriage, some infidelity.
A bit of a divorce, kind of messy, split of assets. Still very rich, but
The other person has not been identified, but it's nothing's confirmed. They're rich enough to also have pretty good people to make sure nothing's proven. They've buried most of the things, but there's enough speculation out there where you can kind of put some of the pieces together.
Interesting. Makes sense.
As far as nothing that specific with just cliff deaths or anything. I mean, these things happen. There's occasional obituaries of them and whatnot. Nothing.
Well, on average, only about 10 people a year die from accidental falls to cliff deaths.
Hey, this is an educational stream too, guys. That's less than I thought. And you guys just added one more.
Bird facts. We have duck facts.
Yes. The giant rat thing, though, there's have been other cases of similar things. Nothing credible you're finding, but there's some sites that claim that there's these underground dwelling things that have popped up on other, specifically in archaeological digs. Someone's put together the pieces, but looking at the site, it's like an old, what were those sites called? I can't remember the name for it, but it's very like MySpace era.
All right. That was disappointing. Was sufficient. And he's just going to wait until he's assuming there's like a syllabus or something that's going to come around, or like he has some place to be. So he's just going to, out of respect for his dear brother, he's going to put some headphones on to listen to some music.
Okay. Any other last minute activities or routines before heading to bed? Does anyone else not bother trying to sleep?
Meg's not going to go to sleep. She's going to pretty immediately like lock herself in the bathroom. This isn't the first time she's like patched herself up after a fight, and it's not going to be the last. So she kind of knows the drill. And then I'm assuming there's like a gym. I think after a few hours, when it seems like maybe some other people might be up and it's not super weird for her to be walking around, she's going to patch herself up and then go and see if she can find like something where she can do like throw some punches, do some boxing.
Okay. This will affect you healing since you're not really taking time to. What you need now is a little bit of like dedicated rest.
Okay, then I'll.
But maybe in your mental state, that's not what you want. I don't know.
Okay. No, because we're gonna start. I think she knows that we're gonna start school, and she might not get much sleep, but she'll put the time in to make sure she patches herself up a little bit.
Okay. Anyone else?
Used to just stress cleans again. It's like made her way into like the common room of like where everyone was drinking last night, and like wiping down the tables and stuff.
Yeah. For some reason, the God Squad didn't clean up after themselves when they left. Weird.
Don't worry, I'll make this place look really nice soon.
It had deuces on it. Hypnos, Theseus.
Theseus is just going to lay in bed and dream. And his particular dreams, I'd imagine, are filled with rats and potentially pushing Thanatos off a cliff. Just watching him instead of Zag down there. Because Zag was kind of like a little annoying, but he was like a little brother. And Thanatos kind of called him a chicken, which Theseus knows he's not, but he doesn't like people thinking things of him that he isn't. So this is a problem now. Because now he has to go prove himself.
Nobody calls me chicken.
Exactly. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
And what about Hypnos?
Well, I didn't think I was going to get the chance to do this since everybody stayed awake except for Theseus. So I would like to use one of my moves. I had a dream about you.
Please, for the class, read this move.
All right. When you gaze into the abyss on a 10 plus, you can choose to enter a sleeping person's dream. When visiting a dream, the dreamer can control their environment, but you can interact with them as a person. Strengths and conditions earned in dreams remain when awake. On a 7 to 9, you gain the condition intrusive. On a failed roll, the character instead has a nightmare about you, and you gain a -1 on all rolls against them during the next encounter.
All right.
Yeah.
Time to gaze into the abyss. Let's get a dark roll from Hypnos.
These brothers just won't leave me alone.
Full success. You're in. And I'm going to say
Hacker voice.
you close your eyes. Everything goes dark. And you see the light as you're walking out of a tunnel just in time to watch Theseus throw your brother off a cliff. You know this is a dream, but still a bit of a disturbing sight. How'd you like to proceed? Theseus is wholly unaware of you.
Hypnosis is gonna like creep really quietly, but once they're in like arms, like they're gonna hook an arm around just like Theseus did Dusa, and like kind of hang them both over the cliffside for a bit. That was kind of rude, don't you think?
Theseus is definitely afraid of heights, by the way. He's just like screaming a bit.
This might be a chance for you to try to keep your cool. Give me a cold roll.
Cold. Oh God.
Nice. Partial success. So, a 79. So, you don't know you're dreaming. There's a couple options here on a partial success. You can show that you are scared. Theseus or Hypnos will see your fear, identify it. You'll be vulnerable to them, but they will respect that enough to get you away from the danger. Or you can try to brave it, which most likely it's the wind's picking up. It's looking further and further down. There may be harm involved if that happens. Not death, but harm.
I think he'll just show he's scared in this particular case. I don't think he would like, first off, he got snuck up on. He didn't see it happening. He sort of killed his brother in this dream. He's just like, please, don't. I don't like heights.
Oh, so you can be polite. That's so weird. And they pull him back.
Yes, tell no one of this. He just backs up to the back of the cave, breathing hard.
And like the creepy gremlin that he is, he just stands there staring at him.
Why are you like
hours
this?
of shit.
Is this an attempt to, between your you can be nice comment and creeping him out. Are you attempting to shut him down?
You know what? We do it anyway. Why not? Why not?
Give us the
We
cold
have
roll.
fun here.
We have fun here.
Poor Theseus.
Ugh,
You're about to have
can't even get a break in his dreams.
shoving people in lockers and shit. Y'all have to make Theseus into the worst version of himself.
Partial
He just wanted to
success.
lay in bed and listen to REM.
Okay, so these conditions will carry over in the waking part, since that's how your ability works. So he can lose a string on you, you could get a string on him, you could give him a condition or take one forward.
You know what? I'm just cutting strings. So him just loses one.
He goes from
the other way
2
around.
to
Loses
1
string.
swing. 2 to 1. Okay. You can give him a condition though, Theseus, because it was not a full success. He came across poorly. Imagine that in this situation.
Yeah, I'll give the condition creeper.
Creeper. Got it.
Oh man.
And with this dream ending, the last thing is little gremlin Hypnos just staring at you from within the cave as you get away from him. All the catharsis of throwing Thanatos immediately being spoiled by this individual. We will take our first break, our only break. I'm gonna hit you all with a music video by our musical partner, Ionic. While we hydrate, do what we gotta do, and you guys do what you gotta do. We'll be back in a few minutes. Bye. Hello. We're back. Fresh out a little fun little dream sequence between Gremlin Hypnos and Theseus. Just in time as maybe an hour, 2 has passed, and you can hear a bell ring. An alarm system that they've installed for your convenience to let you know the first day of classes will be beginning soon. You can hear really quick footsteps as Hermes runs down the stairs. Hey! Morning announcements. Usually there's a read off, but got them in paper form for you today. I suggest you read them all. And he goes and just hands them to each of you and is back up the steps.
Thank you.
The gist of what will be happening is today's, we'll sort of replace it in the orientation that you guys missed since you were late because of the storm the first day. On a normal day, you have 4 classes. You go back and forth. Today, you'll be going to all of them just to sort of meet the teacher, get a feel for it and whatnot. And then end the day with a talk from the headmaster. I'm sorry, you're going to begin the day with a talk from the headmaster, then go to your classes and get the rest. You all have the same schedule. It's not a ton of students at this school, and generally each grade does the same classes. Other than that, not a lot of information. That's about it. There is a last minute, you could tell, like handwritten edition on a lot of these about not exiting school without express permission and an escort. Other than that, not a lot of additional information. Unless there's something specifically you want to ask, and I'll let you know if it's there.
I do have one question.
Mhm.
Did Hermes make any notice that Zag wasn't there?
If he did, he didn't show any signs of it.
Okay, cool.
Is there a map, like a campus map on this notice?
It just says to go to the East Wing, and Headmaster will meet you there.
Okay. So Theseus is just
West
doing
Wing, I'm
push-ups just reading this thing as he's doing push-ups in the common room.
I know East Wing. I was right.
In the common room?
Yeah. He wants y'all to know. He's like glaring at people as he's doing the push-ups. What's that other thing? Good morning.
That, some of you are still pretty beat up as well. But nothing you can't cover up with a fresh set of clothes and whatnot.
Chop chop. We have to meet the headmaster. Deuce, don't talk.
But it's the
I mean, we all know what happened.
he's gonna notice that Zag isn't with us, and isn't that good? What are we gonna say?
Is he?
Don't know who that is.
It was his son.
We don't know who that
it
is.
seems like they got along very well.
I think you would, if there's 5 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 people supposed to show up for an orientation, and one of them is your child. I think you would notice if they didn't show up.
Not if he's an absentee father.
That sounds like a them problem, not a us problem. So let's worry about us, not him.
Speaking of us
Okay.
problems, Hypnos, Meg, have you properly dressed for and cared for your wounds, put proper antibiotic on it, cleaned it?
Yeah, man. Got Neosporin. It's cool.
We're good. We're fine.
Good.
Yeah.
Make sure you change
If you
your
don't
gauze because
get them together, then Mama Than's going to tell you about how you're going to die.
I was actually going to give a fact on that, but it seems that annoys you, Theseus.
No.
Apologies.
Just tell all your friends and family about how they're going to die. It'll definitely get you in good with them. They'll love you forever. And Theseus just walks away.
It seems
I
I've
mean-
offended him.
He doesn't glare at you though. When he's walking away, he glares at Hypnos.
You start heading up the steps. Hermes is heading back down again. Okay, good. You guys are coming. Yeah, we got to get going.
Are you
Were you
in
sent to
such a
fetch us?
rush?
I'm like your escort. I was assigned to sort of make sure at the right place at the right time. I'm always on time.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good. Let's get this over with.
Okay. You missing someone? Yes, you're missing someone. Oh, you're missing someone.
Are we?
mean, if you're
This
our
is
escort,
not
it
gonna
sounds like-
be a good impression.
You weren't missing someone.
It'll be a good impression for me. I'm on time. Thesis is on time. Meg's on time. Hypnos is on time. Deuce is on time.
Yeah, always on time.
Yeah, but you can roll to shut him down if you'd like him to move past this.
Yeah. Okay.
A roll
I'll
of the
just-
night.
I'll just look at Hermes and go, look, if he sleeps in, if he's late, that's his problem, not ours. Nine.
9. It's successful. What do you want? You want to give him a condition? You want a string on him? You want to take one forward? Or you could...
Give me them.
Oh, you get one.
Mhm.
Oh, what are you
Give me
doing?
them Strings. Give me
You're
them
getting a string.
strings. I want them.
And since you're coming across poorly, and you're saying you're gonna look fine, even though it's Zagreus' problem, Zagreus is late. Just looks at you, and goes, not much of a team player, are you? And not a team player is a condition Thanatos is gonna get in exchange. So he says, very well. And then he turns and starts leading you towards the east wing, which the dorm's already in the east wing, so it's a short walk out at the end of the hall that connects to the main hall, where you see Headmaster Hades in his large, imposing form, waiting. He's looking over. He has a tablet that he's just going over things, and he closes the cover on it and looks as you approach. Hermes, get out of here. Right away. And he leaves.
Bye.
Morning, Headmaster.
Good morning, Theseus, Dusa, Thanatos, Hypnos, Megara. Where is Zagreus?
Probably sleeping in still.
Unacceptable. Come, I'll show you what happens to students who do not take things seriously. He begins marching towards the door.
Thanatos will get
Yeah,
up.
Meg follows.
Thanatos is just gonna shoot a glance at Dusa.
Oh.
And Theseus is going to go right up to march next to Hades and be like, Headmaster, I'm really interested to see more about the campus. I mean, obviously you've done some great and amazing things here, and you brought exceptional students like us to the campus. I want to go above and beyond to bring prestige to Hades High, and I'm just looking for any opportunity that you'll allow me to do that.
Well, there was an opportunity right here before us. I usually assign a class leader. Zeus is the class leader for your particular class, but perhaps it will do to have a leader for this unique group as well. Theseus, you seem like the individual for the job.
Absolutely, sir.
What
Thank
was
you.
that, Dusa?
Nothing. I tripped.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
Very well. Theseus is your representative for manners concerning the students and the staff, which means you are responsible when they do things that are disappointing as well, like being late for orientation, as he's now heading down the stairs into the common room.
Fair enough.
Is this
I guess-
like a demerit, or is it like a public flogging like it was back in the medieval times? Something of that nature?
No, methods are unorthodox, but we're not allowed to do that. Which room is his?
Technically,
shagging
he
it with
shares a
Theseus.
room with me, but he never
Theseus.
actually moved in.
Never moved in.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He went fishing.
I see. When did this happen?
Last night.
And where were the rest of you?
Here.
We were having a get together, getting to know each other, like old school pals. Chums, the lot of us.
I think me and Aries got very close. It was a good meeting of the minds. I love to, connect with fellow athletes.
We played Go Fish.
I heard you were out for a stroll this morning together.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was exploring the grounds.
And I heard you, pointing to Dusa, were hiding something.
Who me? No. I have nothing to hide. We were just exploring this morning, and last night.
Silence. Let me find out. Any one of you knows or is responsible for whatever's going on here with young Zagreus. And I promise you it will not be good. But I personally know that this student has a penchant for making trouble. And I don't want to see him drag the rest of you
Can you?
down.
What, sir?
Yes, Theseus.
Van seemed to have something to say. I'll let him go first.
I just wanted to say on our morning walk, our constitution, if you would rather, I thought I spotted young Zagreus on a run across the beach. Seems like Poseidon saw him as well.
Poseidon. Very well. We'll continue on without him. Follow. He goes back up, takes you into the Great Hall, and begins giving you a tour, showing you the lounge. This is where some students and even staff on occasion spend their free time, if you're into that sort of thing. You can buy things there from... He points to a large man with a little split blonde hair at the top, huge gaudy chain and jewelry, who's just standing behind sort of this counter. What is that wretched broker's name? I don't know him. Our head chef is very busy. When he's not preparing official meals, he can be found here with more experimental things. I hope you like fish.
I
Anyway,
heard the fish is very good around here.
Protein is a part of a balanced diet.
yes. And if you have anything important you would like the rest of the student body to know, you can put it on the bulletin board next to the employee of them.
All right.
Mm.
Theseus is going to go over to Dusa. Put her arm around Dusa. I'm going to use my string that do I still have a string on Dusa? Or did I lose that one? Yeah, I still have a string on Dusa. I'm going to use that string on Dusa to make sure that Dusa, if interrogated, gets to hold steady.
Thank you. She'll need that.
Let's see. So you can usually pull strings to add to your rolls. If you want to give her a roll, what you could do is give Deuce a condition, and that condition can maybe reflect something that helps them, that she can rely on and tap to get a bonus on keeping her cool. What condition
I
would
got
you
a better idea. I will give Dusa the condition nervous gibberish. When Dusa is interrogated, Dusa says nothing of any sense. Just all gibberish.
All right, I'm gonna.
You get terrified. You just.
There you go.
Challenge accepted.
Nervous babbler is now an official condition. Dusa probably already had, but now really has. There should be a little picture there showing the employee of the month. As a fun game, I put a picture of 3 puppies as a morale boost.
Oh, can we meet the puppies?
There are
I'm
puppies?
excellent with
Are there
animals.
puppies? I am really good with animals. If there are puppies, we could do we
Silence. Maybe you can pet the puppy as a reward. Rewards are earned in Hades High School. Follow. He continues on. Stops outside of his office in the end of the main hall. He points to a huge sign with the rules. There's quite a few on there. Most basic, but one rule that you should know is for your safety is do not exit the school without express permission and an escort. This island is unique and wonderful, but potentially dangerous. I will let your morning constitution go without any formal punishment, but please be informed moving forward. Now, on to the fun part. You should know that this school is designed for you to realize your potential as foretold by a highly advanced AI. While traditional learning will take place in these halls, I am sure you know that great people have a responsibility to all mankind. Having a great gift and keeping it to yourself, using it for selfish reasons, it's simply unacceptable. Navigating this human condition is perhaps the greatest challenge we face, but it is essential for those of us burdened with purpose. As a unique condition for this group, you will each need to gain the favor of your fellow students. Each of you must earn an accolade from one of our established students if you are to remain past your first semester. Each established student can only give their endorsement to one student. One is all you will require, and you will need it by the end of the semester or you're going home. Because again, it's good to know that you truly belong here and that you're able to work well with others like you. Now, I don't like to talk about this, but Zagreus is my son. So, I believe I have matters to attend to, not only as headmaster, but perhaps as father. You should continue on with your schedule and meet the highly qualified staff. And if there are any questions from me, give them to Theseus. Theseus, you can arrange a meeting with me at a later time.
Sir.
I apologize for my informality, but farewell. And it leaves you to follow your schedule. The first on your list is English. Anything you guys want to do, or are you just heading straight to class?
Thesis, now students, if you would all please follow me as I lead you to your destination. It is
You don't even know
in
where
your
we're
best
going.
interest to follow my directions and rules as have been set forth by the headmaster. Please and thank you. Oh, and we should work hard to be team players. As he looks at Dan, saying that.
As our mighty King Theseus wills it, I am deigned to follow.
Damn right.
Theseus, as you turned ahead, you can see sort of at the end of the hall, Hades had paused. And he turned and he looks at you and nods in approval to that and keeps going. And we head to English. English is taught by a tall, lithe, pale woman. Narrow face, sort of sleepy but intelligent eyes, excellent eyebrows. She's dressed in sort of a business goth, purple lipstick and nails, but a long black dress that hugs her figure, choker with an amethyst pendant. This is Miss Nix. You see the God Squad is already settled in the class. There's plenty of open seats though, so that brings us to our first question. Where will you all be sitting?
Head of the class.
Theseus heads right to the front, where Athena is also sitting. Turns,
back.
nods to you as you take a seat next to her. May go straight for the back.
Meg's going to the back.
Okay.
Thanatos is going to follow Meg and get in the back in the very darkest corner. And it's going to immediately pull out a composition notebook, pen, click it, and get ready to take notes.
The dorker corner somehow grows darker as
But that was
Thanatos
right.
settles in.
That was right. Don't worry about it.
The dorker corner, yeah.
It fits. It fits. No, it's all right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I tried saying cool dark corner and I revealed the truth. Yeah, you settle back there. Dionysus is back there. Ares is back there. Dionysus sort of leans into you, Than. Hey man, it's literally the first day. You know, there's not really any notes you gotta worry about taking. Besides, Miss Nix is pretty cool.
I look back at Ares and I wink at him. What's up, champ?
Nothing? What's up with you?
I'll just turn around and didn't say anything after that.
He turns to you, Meg. What was that like? Was that a legit like? What's up? Or was he fucking with me? I thought we were cool. Maybe he was just being cool. Tell me what that was.
Figure it out for yourself, asshole.
I'd like you to roll to shut down Ares, who doesn't deserve the disrespect he gets on a daily basis from the people.
And we're just so mean to Aries.
So nervous.
Lisa's actually kind of trying to be nice.
He's turning around, he's yelling at me. Fuck that. I got a 9.
What do you want? Do you want to get a string on them or give them condition or take one forward?
I'm gonna take a string.
Okay. Take your string. And what's a condition we can give you here? That isn't just exceedingly obvious already. Yeah. I mean, let's just make it official. And yeah, you're gonna have the condition bitch, because he's gonna say just that. It's gonna happen sooner or later. Let's just get it on the books. Meg's a bitch. And yeah, he just says that, and then just sort of leans back and just starts drumming a pretty impressive rhythm with his big meaty hand that moves very quickly on his desk. Eventually, this sort of soft voice sort of cuts through some of the chatter in the classroom and just, all right, children, calm down. I'm Miss Nix, and this is English literature. I know we've all come from very different backgrounds, maybe read different things, and that's okay. Here we'll be reading things that I guarantee none of you have before. Some things I've stumbled upon recently that we're all going to make sense of together. And through that, maybe make sense of ourselves. That's why we're all here, right? To learn our purpose. Now, I want you to know that while I am a teacher here, of course, I also see all of you as more than simply my students. I am invested in your success, however it is you define your success. So please feel free to come speak to me at any time. If I'm not here, I'm often in our library. Quite familiar with most of you, but I'm sure there's already been quite a bit of fanfare around our new group, and that's okay. I don't really feel the need to put you on the spot, make you formally pronounce yourselves at this time. We'll settle into it. I'll get to know you as you get to know me. For now, let's just relax a little bit, and I like to keep things pretty mellow, as this class will be the first on the days you have it. And just like everything else, literature is something you need to sort of ease into. So I'll just ask how everyone's doing so far. Are there any questions anyone has about really anything before I give you the rest of your time to settle in? Yes. She'll look down at her desk. Thanatos.
Is there any suggestion or hint as to what our required reading will be so I can get a head start on it, please? I'd like to stay focused on it. Make sure that I'm taking care of things.
When you say taking care of things, what do you mean by that?
Well, I assume we're all here for one thing, right? Like you said, to find our purpose. Isn't it purposeful to just try and take care of it as fast as we can?
Do you think purpose is something you can hurry up and figure out?
Well, no, but I'm good at research, I'm good at studying things, and I'm good at my job. And this is my job.
Rather young to have such a serious job, aren't you, Thanatos?
I mean, I'll be 18 in a few months, so I guess. But isn't it important to get a head start? To be focused, be able to keep my head down, contribute to society?
That's an interesting stance, thinking purpose is something that needs to be attained by completing a certain number of steps. Others might think it's something that simply will come when it comes, and your journey on the way is just as important. Theseus, you had your hand up?
I was just going to say that I believe that as long as you're working hard at something, that you're fulfilling a purpose in life regardless.
Very good. That may very well be correct. For you, at least. I'm hoping we'll figure that out together. Now with that, you have the rest of the class to yourselves. I'll be here if you need me. I have some catching up to do on some of my purpose, let's say. And yeah, some of the other students immediately just begin turning and start talking. Dionysus turns to you again, Than, and yeah, I told you, man, she's pretty chill. It was pretty intense back there.
What do you mean intense?
Ooh, okay, easy.
Look, I really do respect that you are trying to get to know people. It's meritable. That's your thing, right? Getting to know people, kind of leading revelry, as exampled by last night. I'm going to ask a favor of you, Dionysus. Could you please do me this favor? And that when it's social time, I'll be social with you. I'll answer any question that you have. We can get to know each other, hang out, swap playlists or something. But if I'm in class, then that's my time to focus. And I'd ask that you respect that.
Than, my man, I didn't mean any disrespect. I mean, you know me. Although I'm a bit confused because I thought we had set aside some time for, socializing, hanging out. I was fully hanging out this morning, and you seem to just ignore it. Not gonna lie, man. First that hurt my feelings, but then I realized I took it as a sign of respect. And you,
Let's just
this whole thing you got going on, you're a tough nut to crack, but I'm very good at cracking nuts. Now, excuse me, I'm gonna use my class time to catch up on some sleep. He just sort of puts his head down on the desk.
there's always one. And Thanatos is just gonna go back to he's gonna go back to taking notes and then realize there's nothing to take notes on. And then you're just gonna see him have a malfunction almost for a moment of just being like, what do I just gonna put headphones in and just stare at the class.
Anyone else do anything during this time?
I'll talk to Athena since she's right there. I'll be like, so I'm assuming this isn't your first time being in a class with Miss Nix?
No, we have the same teachers pretty much every year.
So what's the gist? Like, how does this all work in this particular class? Obviously, it's a little bit more laid back. Maybe some of the other
Miss
professors.
Nix is very smart, but she's sort of taken on a maternal role, I've noticed among the students. She takes time to actually personally mentor those interested in that sort of thing. I don't know what it was like at your school, but you know, there's like that one teacher that some of the kids eat their lunch in their classroom. She's that one.
Got it. I'm assuming that doesn't necessarily translate to an easy A.
Actually, she's notoriously difficult for, let's say, those of us who are very good with traditional curriculum. Make no mistake, I've gotten all A's, but she makes
You seem like the type.
She makes you work for them. Work being different than the type of hard work that you're used to. Her whole I don't know. Having you figure out your role. And sometimes she's almost got a thing against people who are too obsessive, as she used the word, or focused on certain things.
How'd you find that out?
The hard way. But it all worked out in the end. You might, but all in all, it actually helped me figure out some things about myself, which is good. I don't know if you're the type who's all walls, but you might struggle in it.
I like a challenge. And it seems like this is going to be a challenge in the way that we normally do things, that I've done things up to this point. So I am looking forward to meeting and overcome all obstacles in my path.
Driven. It'll get you pretty far. We'll see where it gets you with her.
Where would that get me with you?
Depends where you're trying to go.
Yeah, this is going to be a turn someone on roll for sure.
Yeah. What do you say? What do you say in response to that?
What did she say again?
Depends where you're wanting to go. Yes, where would get you with her?
Oh, to the infinite halls of knowledge and understanding with you.
Give me your turn someone on roll.
That's hot, right?
That's hot.
Yeah.
Full success. And turn someone on, you get a string on them. And then they give themselves to you, promise something you want, or get embarrassed and act awkward. I'm pretty busy, but it seemed like you'd be a very wise use of my time. I'll let you pick the where and the when.
Be in touch. He hands her his phone.
Oh, those are going to be pretty much useless here.
Have to do it the old way. Pulls out a piece of paper, tears off a little piece, hands it to her.
Yeah, she will, with really good handwriting that's just very quickly and casually done, put her number there. She said, things will probably be more old school. Probably have to come knocking on my door at some point.
Well,
I hope the others in the God Squad don't scare you away.
Ares is a big teddy bear, and I imagine me and Zeus will get along at some point.
She doesn't say anything to that. Just looks at you.
Aphrodite's the one I'm terrified of, though.
What'd you say?
Aphrodite's the one I'm terrified of, though.
Oh, you don't have to worry about her. Well, I hope you're not the type that has to worry about her. And with that, any other conversations happening in here? Okay. Hypnos. Hermes will sort of walk over to your desk. Hey.
Hi.
So, I'm just gonna ask because no one else wants to ask. What happened to Zagreus? You guys went out fishing last night, and no one's seen him since.
Am I his keeper? What are you asking me for?
I don't know. I'm asking you because you're the last one who saw him. Well, all of you. And I don't really want to talk to, he points at Thanatos and Meg and Theseus. I can ask Deuce, I guess.
Actually, I'm glad you said that because Theseus is like our leader now. So any like official inquiries should just go straight to him.
Oh. See, Zeus is our leader. But Zeus banned me from asking him any questions anymore.
Oh man.
But I guess I'm not banned from Theseus. Thanks for helping me out, Hypnos.
Of course. Love to help.
And yeah, I'll march over to Theseus then. Right as you're sort of having your moment, things winding down a little bit with Athena, just taps you on the shoulder. Hey, you're the leader. I was told that I can ask you anything. And you have to answer me, truthfully.
I don't know if that's quite...
Where's Zagreus?
Gone fishing.
Yeah, exactly. And then where'd he go? Because you guys went with him, yeah? How did fishing go, by the way? Did you actually catch anything?
I don't fish. I'm afraid of heights.
I don't fish either. I'm afraid of fish. I love heights.
Oh, that sucks. So I kind of cut out a little early from everyone.
Oh, so I should ask the others. Got it. Hey, Dusa. And he starts walking over to Dusa.
Oh, hi, how are you?
You were the one with the big fishing dare. How'd that go?
We went to find the fishing place and we walked around and then we didn't find the fishing place. And so there was no fishing.
You didn't even find the fishing place? It's not that hard to find. The cove's pretty close. You have to be...
We got lost in the caves.
You got lost?
Yes.
Then what happened?
And then we wandered around the caves and then well, Theseus left early, like he said, and
Yeah, of
and then
course.
we all ran through the caves again, and then we came back.
Roll keep your cool. You can add 1.
Do not have a good cool.
Partial success. For the sake of time, we're just gonna say, you start blathering a little bit. He starts blathering a little bit. He gets distracted by something you say, and he goes off on a different tangent. And before you know it, you're not talking about anything relevant about Zacharias. Yeah, well, this is going on.
That was
Ares
the
sort of
plan.
leans over to you, Meg, and was like, we got to keep those two separated.
Honestly, yeah, that's probably for the best.
Also, gonna help with the notice, but you feeling all right?
Yeah. Why?
I did sort of an ocular thing when you walked in, got the full picture, and I noticed the way you were walking today when you came in. You know, you got a presence when you walk in the room. We could use something like that. Do you sing at all? I drum.
I could be persuaded.
Okay. I like that. But anyway, long story short, I noticed you had like a, I don't know, bit of stiffness, like maybe of an injury. And he sort of points his finger and there. He sort of pokes you in the lower abdomen where you indeed have a wound. And you sort of, well, it's up to you. You can roll keep the cool to see if you want to try to stone face it and avoid any reaction to this.
I won't.
Okay, so there's just the slightest winch as he pokes in. Yeah, that's the spot.
I'm gonna grab his hand where he poked me
Uh-huh.
and lean in and just say, I don't mind getting a little beat up. Do you? And squeeze his arm really hard and roll pain as pleasure.
Read pain as pleasure for us, please.
Yeah. When rolling to turn someone on, you may roll volatile if doing so physically and roughly. In addition, I can add 2 to the roll, but they receive 1 harm. And I'm going to go ahead and do that because I've been rolling bad and I'm nervous. And I don't mind if I do Ares harm.
Of course. Go for it.
If I add modifiers, do I just hit 2 and it'll add it?
Yes. 10.
Success.
Full success. So as you, what do you do? What's the harm you cause him? How do you hurt him?
I think I grab his hand and squeeze it pretty tight and pull down on the desk so like his arm is kind of slammed into it a little bit. And get real close.
So yeah, you grab his hand, pull him in, it hits the desk, and you hear a crack. And he looks down, and his fingers like maybe dislocated. Like it looks gnarly. He doesn't even flinch, and he looks down at his finger and up at you. He says, "I might need this later." And he'll pop it back into place. And he's bold. He's gonna go for it. If you let him, you're face to face. He's gonna go in for a kiss. How do you respond? Because you've turned him on, and his reaction is give themselves to you. Also, as part of this, you have a string on them as well.
Okay.
So what do you do?
Let's keep the game feral. I'll go ahead and I'll kiss it back.
Yeah, so he says, I might need this later, pops his finger back into place, and just pulls you in for a rough kiss. And then yeah, just everyone else just sort of talking, and this very obviously like the murmuring goes down as people start looking.
I'm gonna pull away before like the natural like conclusion of the kiss, just to not let him get ahead of himself.
Yeah, you do that, straighten your hair. And yeah, the only voice still going is Hermes, who's just talking to Artemis, and she's just taking it. He goes, yeah, and then they were saying, and why is everyone got so quiet? What did I miss? And he turns around the rest. Artemis just says, it's shut up. And you hear Nyx go, not a bad first day of class. Way to find our purpose, students. I'm going to let you all go early to do whatever it is you want to do. But I do suggest you be at your next class on time. And I want everyone to find their passions, but please don't maybe do that in front of me. And Ares is like, all right, cool. And yeah, we'll drum on his desk, and he heads out. Some of the others start filing out as well.
As Ares is going on, I'm like,
oh yeah, he.
At the end of class is so two things, just real quick. Thanatos is going to drop off a sheet of paper at Miss Nyx's desk.
Okay.
And it's just cool. And it's just going to be like, this is my information about me. This is things that I enjoy thoroughly. These are things that I don't enjoy. Hoping that potentially this might be a head start on figuring out maybe what a passion is for me, if you can hone that.
Actually, wait just a second. I'm going to have a quick word with you once the rest are gone.
Is that necessary?
Yes.
Fine. I guess I can wait. And is Poseidon walking out the door?
Yeah.
Missed it. Okay. Thanatos is just gonna like look at Poseidon, almost like if anybody else notices, almost longingly, but it's like to him, he's just like, that's a missed opportunity. But if somebody else might be like, why the fuck is he staring at? Yeah.
Yeah. He notices, shudders first, and just flashes you a big smile, keeps going. He's talking to Zeus on his way out. I like this. I'm going to use this. I want you to use this as well. These things you've written down. I do want to know who you are, and we talk a lot about purpose, yes, but before you find your purpose, you need to find yourself, just who you are. It doesn't matter what you're supposed to do if you don't even know what the you is. Does that make sense?
The headmaster Hades said before this that we were supposed to receive accolades from students as a way of moving on the semester. In a way, not to disappoint my father and mother, I'm making moves to make sure that doesn't happen.
Keep referring to yourself in terms of your job or other people, and not just yourself. You as an individual. I was told of the accolade program. Your first assignment. I want you, if someone were to receive an accolade from you, I want to know why that would be. I want to know what you deem important, what it is, what's your essence, not what someone else needs to do, or not in reference to something else, just purely Thanatos. What would a Thanatos accolade look like, and why?
I think I can do that.
I think you can too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to go now.
Yes.
It was nice talking with you.
You as well, my child.
And I would like to leave my darkest self because I believe that somebody has taught me, or at least explained to me, that I am my own person and I am not my job. If you deem so necessary.
I think that counts. I think you can walk away thinking about that, and thinking about this sort of slowly pulls your mood out of your darkest self. As there's not that much time, and I'm realizing we have other staff to meet. We'll cut some time for our next class, which is science, with teacher you've already met, Persephone. It's looking much the same. She wears sort of the same sort of almost like gardening outfit that you saw her this morning in a class. Her classroom is beautiful. All sorts of cool scientific posters of like flora and fauna. Lots of plants have been brought in. Sort of like a halfway home for plants in here that are being nursed back before they're ready for the garden, and vice versa. She has that same with that sort of just sort of earthy aura, but it's a little bit of that intensity still behind it. She's a little more of a, where if Nyx is sort of the motherly figure, this is sort of the mom you don't want to cross figure. Cool, but like, oh yeah, don't actually step on her toes. Not quite as chill as Nyx would be. Ethereal. But class goes as normal. She does offer extra credit though for finding pomegranate fruits. She said actually grow on this island, which is very unique. Doesn't really make sense for this climate at all. But she believes is maybe brought here by the people on the island before, the ones who used it to make their drinks with, apparently. She was sort of, as a side project, studying that as well. So, and as a way to, potentially an easier way to essentially get passes or permission to venture on the island, it seems like she'd be a good bet for that. In pursuit of the palms, officially. From there, we would go to your first extracurricular, your fine art, music, where you see Latino man, huge wild hair and sad green eyes, glasses, small frame, but very delicate hands. He's wearing just this huge baggy gray sweater. In sort of a band room, just covered in instruments. But you can see a harp sort of dominates this room. That he seems to be playing as he's almost playing entrance music for everyone as they go. You can hear him weaving names and stories into it as people go, and some people get a kick out of it. Some people it's weird being sung about as you're walking in. Even the other students who should be used to it aren't, but some are. He spends most of the class talking about himself. He even plays his own background music, as he really, if you want to know me as a teacher, you need to know me as a person. I don't even know myself as a person half the time. And he kind of just takes you all as a captive audience to just free flow talk about himself and his feelings. And you notice every time he almost gets into the syllabus or back to the actual classroom, like clockwork, one of the other students are very good at bringing up something to get him talking about himself again. He's that teacher that you can, if you don't want to do anything, ask him something and you don't have to do shit for that class. It's sort of like the other students are just talking amongst themselves, and every once in a while somebody, it's your turn. He's getting ready to ask us to do something, and someone else will be like, whatever.
Theseus is completely engrossed though. Like he is all in on these stories. He's like,
Same with Dusa. Totally on board with this music class.
Towards the end, he's like, oh, I would be a poor teacher if I didn't at least learn something myself. Teachers should be learning too. I want to know about each of you. I don't even want to know your names. I want to know what your favorite song is at this exact moment. You, girl with the beautiful green hair, tell me. He just starts playing.
Shit. April just blanked on all music whatsoever ever created. I prefer classical music.
Ah, student after my own heart, whoever that may be. And he'll play a little bit of a classic.
I like Bach.
Like? I think it's cowardly to simply like anything. Love it or hate it, or don't talk of it. Which is it?
Okay.
Which is it?
You said not to talk.
Oh, she hates it. You, one who has brought a blanket into the classroom. No.
Okay.
Song. Music. Oh, you made me break character. No, I want the next words out of your mouth. Don't even tell me the name of your favorite song. Sing it.
He just goes to sleep. Shuts down. Avoid the world.
Music has truly taken them. That's what I mean. Love it or hate it. It should cause your body to stop ceasing to function when you think of your truly favorite song. You, with the body and the long hair.
That is a student, sir.
Aren't we all students? She knows what she's about.
I eat boys like you for breakfast.
Oh. He starts playing a very sad rendition of that, crying as he does so. He's somehow taking that personally and singing about a specific someone. You. What darkness lurks in your heart that can only be expressed through song?
Are you familiar with Jesus?
I wasn't
and Mary
talking to
Jane?
you,
Oh.
Theseus. Theseus, for a second, you can hear Artemis start to hum Everybody Hurts, just to where you can hear it. And she looks at you, smiles, and then goes back to her conversation. You're muted.
He's like, Move Bitch by Ludacris.
Ah, yes, get out of the way. And he starts playing on the harp a pretty decent version of Bitch by Mr. Chris Bridges himself. And then you.
Theseus is sweating.
Yeah.
Because the first song that was about to come out of his mouth was Dear Mama by Tupac.
And he looks to Thanatos and said, class is dismissed.
Does he roll to shut Van down?
No, I don't think it's necessary this time. But that's all the rest need to hear as people begin filing out.
I think Thanatos sits for a little bit, just his eye twitching, just like staring at this teacher, and then just like gathers his things slowly and puts them in the bag and just stands up and just like walks and like stops to like say something to him and then just shakes his head and just walks out.
Okay. The next class we find ourselves in is math class. And in this classroom, there's a little bit of tension with some of the students. There's like this, some of their least favorite professors. Some of them love him, but he's different. As you walk in and you see a very just all around ambiguous and androgynous individual. Sort of white hair that's sort of sticking straight up. Even though it doesn't even seem to have any product in it. They're both incredibly plain and strangely attractive. But they're wearing the ugliest sweater you've ever seen with just these wild patterns on it that are like almost like those things where if you like go cross-eyed or look and look away, you can see an image of it, but like knitted into a sweater somehow. But they write on the words they write is mix mx chaos mix Schaus. I am the math teacher. In this class, we will consider all of the possibilities until we create the formula that will alter the one that will bring us to the only possible answer out of an infinite number. Infinite outcomes. I hope you don't mind. I'm still eating my breakfast, though. So they have just a plate of eggs that they take a bite out of. Just plain eggs. Nothing is mathematically fixed, but we can fix that. Now, we'll start with problems such as, and he just starts like beautiful minding on the board, all sorts of just wild, advanced mathematical, like calculus, or you're inventing your own math at this level, and it's probably well beyond some of you. See, Athena's even sweating trying to keep up with some of this. But it's a whole class, the whole section. They don't really do much of an introduction into anything. They just start getting into math. And some
I
people
suspect Theseus and Athena are just like,
yeah, like fuck.
It's always like this.
always, every second. Some people don't even bother attempting. Some people just let them go. But yeah, that's your math class with Professor Schaus. Bringing us then to a break, and then to history class. Where here you see very beautiful man, light skin and long, beautiful blonde hair, extremely athletic build. He's sort of trying to hide his figure in like tweed, but it doesn't quite work. He's got glasses, wears a lot of sort of browns and greens. And this is Achilles, our history teacher. And he's very interested specifically in your group. It reminds you there's no such thing as newer does not mean lesser. You're here for a reason. That means you can achieve something. And he's very excited to see what that is. He's very encouraging. And he's kind of goes on about history is about learning from the past, from mistakes. And he gets really quiet when he talks about this part. How it's the greatest source of knowledge, some of the most applicable and actionable information our species can possess. As he's saying this is also, he's a little older, and he's definitely not dressed the part, but maybe some of you who watched action movies with your parents growing up recognize this guy used to be like in movies. like back in the day, maybe. Nothing major, but in like C-level like action flicks. Like he's still kind of got the body for it. She's just like in tweed and stuff now. But it's those of you, it's up to if your character would recognize that, but may notice something like that. But yeah, he's again just very encouraging, very goes over some of the things we'll be covering. This is probably does the best actual normal teaching job out of any of the teachers you've done so far as like laying out a syllabus, getting to know some of you, not really an icebreaker as much as him asking you questions and then sharing things and relating it to some historical things you might be interested in, and feels like this guy actually knows what he's doing. If anyone's actually was trained or to teach, he's the first one that shows any sign of that. Right after that class, it's when we have theater class. And this school is a very, very impressive theater. And just sitting on this stage, single spotlight on him, is a black man with long braids and a thick beard, lean, athletic build, and even though he never once makes eye contact with any of you, he's very sad eyes. And he just wants to be called Pat. Not teacher, not Mr. Nothing. And he's reluctant to even give you his name, but the other students know his name anyway. And if he could dramatically not give it to you, he would. But despite his sort of dour demeanor, he's wearing a colored suit, very well tailored, kind of bold despite his personality. So in this class, we'll be using pain to unlock performance. I need you to understand that pain is a supernova. It's an inexhaustible fuel for some of the greatest achievements we can muster. Without pain, you cannot perform. So I want to know of your pain. No, I want you to show me, actually, your pain. I want you to personify it, celebrate it. I want you to destroy it for all of us to watch. Can you each do that for me?
We can try.
Coward.
I doubt it, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really.
No one's ever hurt you?
Show my pain to people. It's not really my thing. Like true athletic geniuses fight through the pain and just keep going. Like, I can't show pain.
The two humans who poured their emotions and literal fluids into one another to create you don't love each other anymore.
You motherfucker. And Theseus just like walks up to him. How dare you?
Thanatos is gonna go up to Theseus and is going to like kind of do that whole like put a hand on his shoulder and like a hand on like right here and just be like, it's not worth it. Please. It's not worth it. Please.
You're supposed to be our leader.
Poseidon actually steps up at this point. Hey man, I'm with Than here, but also that was kind of fucked up. So like if you want to do something, I got your back. He said some shit like that to me last year, and I wish I would have done something.
I'm good. I'm cool.
All right, you good? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Pat just looks up. I am now bored. Class is dismissed.
Let's just go. We could let's go somewhere else.
This has been a great day so far, don't you think?
I hope you step on a Lego.
And with that, you go to your final class, gym class.
The worst. The worst class.
Where you see this dude built like a tank. Weathered tan skin, this gentle giant with long brown hair and a gold headband. Coach Sisyphus. He's got a basketball with a face painted on it tucked under his arm. Despite all of the weird stuff, especially in the last class, even for gym class, this is very encouraging. He's just sort of optimistic. He's hardworking. He's supportive for you guys to do whatever it is what you want to do. Gym, whatever it means, physical health to you. If physical health is taking care of yourself and maybe not doing strenuous activity, that's good for you. He's very into just sort of he's very talkative, humble. And he just sort of sits around and just sort of sits on the floor with everyone in the gym and just sort of talks about sort of work ethic more than anything. And a lot of times you can really get caught up in your mind. And a lot of people think if you have a problem in the mind, the only way out of that is to get through your mind. But sometimes, man, the mind can be a dark place. And people don't realize one way out of your mind is through your body. The right kind of breathing, stretching, things like that can really pull you through in those times of darkness when it seems like no matter what you're doing, you're just not getting any progress. There's always a way. And sometimes progress looks different to each and every one of us, and that's okay too. And he sort of does a thing where he's like, I do a silly thing. I call this boldy. And we're going to pass the boldy and just say a little bit about ourselves. And that's what we'll do. Just sort of, you'll roll the ball back and forth to each other, say how much or how little you want. And he seems very invested and interested in what it is you have to say for the remainder of the class. And he says, for those of you who are interested in a more traditional athletic outlet, though, we will be doing tryouts tomorrow. Despite the school being, rather unique, we do play other high school teams, and we're pretty good. This guy's excited. Cool.
I'm here for it.
Cool. Yeah. So, sign-ups are over there. Hope to see some names down. Is anyone besides Theseus interested in a sport?
I think Meg's going to go out for softball.
Okay. And that essentially concludes the school day, at least. There was a lunch in the middle and things like that. We'll skip over as you meet the staff. You'll go and you'll have your dinner after that. Sitting with some of the others in your class. And Zeus would make a point to sit with you guys. How was everyone's first day?
It's been very good. Thank you for asking.
Not bad. Almost punched that Professor Pat.
Yeah. What if I told you there was an opportunity to do just that and not get in trouble for it?
Tell me
To
more.
punch a professor?
Tell me more, please. He said some wildly inappropriate shit.
I want all of you to try out for theater.
You want me to do what?
Try out for theater. Tonight,
That sounds like fun.
at midnight, I'll swing by your common room, pick everyone up for auditions. Sound good?
Why are auditions so late?
I'll see you then.
Oh boy.
But why are they so late?
I could answer, but don't you want it to be a mystery? Mysteries are fun, like where the fuck is Zagreus?
Fishing.
Yes, you are. All right, see you guys tonight at midnight. And he takes his leave.
Was my school just like really underfunded, or is this place weird as hell?
It was
This
incredible.
place is really weird.
It's very strange.
Okay.
They want us to go pick pomegranates and
That was honestly the least weird thing, I think.
That absolutely
that's
was.
probably you're right. That's probably the least weird thing. And that's probably we should do that. That would probably get us out of here.
Like
I wouldn't
now?
mind taking a walk outside.
I mean, yeah, if we wanted to leave, that seems like a really good way to leave. And then we could go talk somewhere without everyone else around. And pick pomegranates.
That's a really good idea, Dusa.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, if you want, you can swing by Persephone's and get permission to go pomegranate picking. Technically, you have to have an escort, but she could be persuaded to let you go without one.
You have our escort. It's King Theseus.
Yeah, you do.
Theseus actually is not going to go with you. He's going to go to Zeus right now.
Okay.
I don't trust any of what you just told us.
What's up? Why not?
Well, this is the kind of thing that, some of the seniors would do to underclassmen in my old school. And being that we're new, this seems like the perfect opportunity to troll the fuck out of us.
I feel bad for you. I feel like you should have been accepted when the rest of us were accepted. That's the vibe I get. Is that how you're feeling about the rest of your Thonic kids?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Look, play along. Do us the solid. And we'll make sure when everything shakes out that you're on the right side of things, yeah?
I'm going to need more guarantees than that.
What do you have in mind?
I need you to put something on the line.
You need an accolade, don't you?
I do.
Well, I can tell you, a boon from yours truly is going to look better than earning one from any other student at this school. And if you want to show that you're truly a cut above the rest of those kids, I can give that to you. That way,
I could be down with that.
but more likely than not, at the end of the semester, the rest don't have that. They're gone, and then you're in with the rest of us. Sound good?
And then he leans up close to Zeus. He says, yeah. But if you fuck me, I will break you and everything that you've built at this school.
Don't threaten me with a good time. And he'll shake your hand. With that, are the rest of you going to have a discussion? Theseus, are you joining them after talking to Zeus, or are you just not going to?
No, I'm going to go meet with Athena and do math together. We got to calculate some angles.
Okay. You spend some time with Athena. The rest of you can go for a little bit of a stroll. Where do you want to go to have your talk?
We can go to the beach.
Yeah, that
Go.
sounds like a good idea.
Oh,
Beach
actually,
sounds good.
before I go talk to Athena, I want to talk to Poseidon. That's who I wanted to talk to. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah. Poseidon's around. He's right there with Zeus usually.
Hey, can I talk to you for a second? I just need you for just a moment.
Yeah. What's going on?
Did you see Zagreus this morning?
No. I thought he went out with all of you.
Yeah. I thought he did too. Thanks.
You're welcome. Weird kid.
Now he goes off with Athena.
Okay. The rest of you head to the beach. Find the beach. It's a beautiful beach. Nothing weird at all going on there, though. To maybe your disappointment. What would you like to do?
So, hey, Thanatos,
Yes.
why did you tell Hades that Zagreus was here with Poseidon?
Because I saw it.
How?
Like when we were walking around?
In a way.
Cool.
I mean, I can explain it, but you're all just going to think that I'm crazy.
I think we're all a little. We saw it. Anything is better than what we think we saw.
He's going to pull out a different notebook that throughout the day, he's been kind of like looking at people and like just kind of like writing down things. He pulls out a different notebook and he goes, so I've been piecing it together. Today in Persephone's garden, when we were walking back, I was struck by something. Nothing physical, mind you. You would have noticed that there would have been a wound. I probably would have been struck down. But
Keep going.
I saw on this very beach a light up shoe wash up that was connected to a foot, that was connected to a leg. And I was like, okay, well, no, that makes sense because he was pieces shattered on the rock like a broken toy. But no, it was actually Zagreus, full, whole, completely okay, a little bit, completely drenched, wet, soaking. And Poseidon found him and asked if he was okay.
Then why wasn't he in school?
I don't know. I was kind of expecting for him to show up. I saw that, but every time I turned a corner, I was expecting to see him, but he wasn't there.
So what if he shows up and then tells everyone that we were with him after we just told everyone that we weren't?
As you're thinking about this, thinking about your vision, and you realize the way the light was, it seemed like sort of a sunrise. But maybe it was a sunset. Looking around, it's been a little bit after dinner. Everyone's been dispersed to do their own thing for a while. It's about that time. And peering out, ways up the beach, you can see the long hair of Poseidon stumbling upon something on the beach.
Run towards
Y'all
it?
go, yeah.
He
Yeah,
seemed to
booking
just
it.
be out for a surf, but yeah, you guys start heading up. As you get closer, you can see sort of the Baywatch moment of big Poseidon carrying little Zag in his arms, just running down the beach, just yelling out, I found him. Poor little guy was washed up.
Oh my god. Does he look? Oh, is he conscious?
He looks bad, but conscious, alive.
Is he okay? Is he fine? He's breathing. He's whole.
I don't think so. I'm taking him to the school so he can get some help. You guys, how long has he been? I mean, what was he? He was fine when you guys saw him last?
Yes, he was fine when we last saw him.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Wild. All I know is I'm gonna be a fucking hero. Yeah, and he just starts running again with
Yes,
Zag
you
in his
are.
arms. Puts one hand up, almost drops him, scoops him up again. Keeps going.
Give me help?
We should go with him. We should go with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We should be there when he wakes up. Also,
I
should
don't-
we tell Theseus? I don't know if we trust Theseus. We should just go.
No, I don't need help. This is my
That's
little
fine.
sunken treasure.
We'll follow from a distance.
We'll let you be the hero, but we'll be
Yeah.
the witnesses to your heroic efforts, so we can tell everyone the story of how good you did.
Now I found him. I rescued him. Not anyone else. Not Zeus. Me.
You
And,
did. The great Poseidon, as we're running behind him.
We're like giving like 10 feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're the
Eventually,
hero of your own story.
he goes inside, goes straight to the headmaster's office, where Hades, almost no expression, sees Zagreus, looks past Poseidon and the rest of you. He stands. Why are the rest of you here?
We're worried about our mate.
Our friend that we're supposed to be a part of. And Poseidon found him and did a really good job.
Okay, shouldn't you be in class? Get out of here. It's well
Class is-
past class time.
Yeah.
Out.
Are you okay,
Yes, sir.
Preposterous question. Of course I'm okay. Poseidon, thank you. Stay, tell me where you found him. The rest of you don't need to be here. Get to class. Bunch of hooky. And yeah, we'll close the door.
We don't have class now, right?
No, I don't think we have to do anything except
Okay.
wait out here for Zag.
Can we hear through the door? Like, can we put our ear against the door?
Put your ear against the door just in time for Poseidon to be dismissed as well.
Okay.
It's like, oh, hey, we should get out of here. Give him some privacy, you know. I want to think about my reward and whatever.
You did really good.
Thank you. I did.
You did. How
Made fun of me
did you
by
find him?
Swimming.
It's really good exercise. Dangerous, but really good exercise.
You find all sorts of stuff. It's amazing. Amazing.
You do have to be careful though, Poseidon, because I don't know if you know this, but on average, 53 people die.
I
a year from
just
drowning.
dragged Stan away.
Then
You did really
he
Thank
puts
you
a
for being
hand
a
on your
hero.
shoulder, Thanatos. I will never drown.
Ooh, intense.
Yeah, and he takes his leave. Leaving you guys to do what you want to do for the rest of the evening. Is there anything else you want to do before midnight?
At some point, Dusa would go find Hermes
Sure.
because he's probably the one who would talk the most with her and is just going to get like information about the school, any rumors, any gossip.
Oh yeah. He's an open book about they all thought you killed Zagreus and they were all waiting for it to come out and blah blah blah. And Zeus seemed almost disappointed when he showed up and seemed even more annoyed that Poseidon's the one that found him, but I guess it looks good for the group and just there's a lot of information, but that's the pertinent information that comes from a conversation with Hermes.
When he says the thing about Zeus and stuff, I would make a point of bringing up, oh, Poseidon was so heroic. He did such a good job, and he was a hero, and you should have seen him just sweep, like just kind of building it up.
Okay. Yeah, he takes it in stride. He's like, wow, yeah, I always thought it was just sort of second rate, side character, backup dude, right hand, left hand man even. But yeah, no, this will be really good for Poseidon's confidence. Good for him.
Oh, and do you know anything about tonight?
No. I gotta go. He goes.
But wait, oh,
No, I hate waiting. And he's gone.
damn.
The little fucker knows something.
And I would come back and be like, I don't think tonight's what they say it is.
I mean, yeah.
I've
Hermes
never
wouldn't
been
talk about
invited
it. And he
to-
talks about everything.
I've
He
never
talked
been
about
invited to-
toothpaste for 20 minutes this morning.
That's a fair point.
And then he walked away and said he had nothing to say.
Should we start countering? We don't know what to counter for.
We could prepare to expect for the unexpected.
Fair enough.
Should we tell Theseus?
Where is Theseus? He's been gone all day.
probably around at this point. It's getting later. Your study went very well. It went slow. Athena's very much trying to sort of size you up still. Actually, I'm going to have you just make a generic turn someone on roll to see how it went. Are you crossing to curse him or to make it good?
I don't have to tell you that legally.
All right. Partial success seems par for the course. That yeah, things go well. You don't necessarily seal a deal on anything, but you keep the momentum going forward, we'll say. So yeah,
Just doing
eventually,
math. Just doing math.
eventually coming back and pretty high spirits to the rest of the group.
Y'all need notes? I got tons of them.
Honestly, for that math class, I might.
Zag's back.
Okay?
Was found alive on the beach by Poseidon.
You're a strange kid.
No less strange than the rest of us.
No, you're more by a lot. I mean, it might be useful, but it's definitely more.
I don't think that's the most important part of what was just discussed, that they found Zag alive.
Yeah. That actually might be one of the least weird things that happens here over the time we're going to be here.
Unless he wakes up and tells everyone that he fell off a cliff with us next to him and...
So you think he's going to tell everyone that he threw himself off a cliff by shaking hands with us? Yes, I'm terrified of this potential proposition.
Look,
Unless somebody else does.
One of you, we're the only ones who know it.
Well, where were you all day?
Notes. I also
Makes sense.
asked Poseidon if he found Zagreus this morning. He said he did not.
Oh, he found him like an hour ago.
Yeah, I put that together by you telling me that he just found him. So you're some sort of weird seer prophet person.
I don't know. I'm from the Northeast.
Sure. That can be useful. How about this? Those other kids are going to try to fuck us.
How do you know this?
Because Zeus wants me to believe that I'm going to be part of their in group. Fuck him. But
How?
that's what I need you all for. We're a team, right?
If you say
Jesus,
so.
don't everyone speak up at once. Fuck.
You're right. You're right. It's fun.
Well, last time we all celebrated being a team, something bad happened.
yeah, I'm a little
that's fine.
hesitant to declare us all mates for life after the last time we did that.
I'm just saying,
took off running.
Thanatos can see the future. Maybe you can see the future of whatever the fuck is coming our way.
Oh no, I'm saying I'm glad to be on Thanatos' team. I'm saying the dude who cut and run the minute things got dicey. Maybe I don't really know if I trust him yet.
You're glad to be on my team?
Yeah, well, yeah. Don't be weird about it.
Sorry.
Listen, Headmaster's kid fell off a cliff. He yeeted himself off a cliff. I wanted nothing to do with that. And the longer you stayed at the scene of the crime, the more chance we had to have problems with that. Now, if you all wanted to stand there and wait around to see what happened, that's on you.
Self-preservation is an admirable goal to have in the middle of a battle, or when you are in the
And
middle of
think
some
of it
kind
this
of
way:
fight
I
for your
did
life.
try to get you all away from those rats before they came. I told y'all to run.
In a way.
So how about we say it was a very bad situation and we all start over again?
Sure.
And we're gonna fuck over Zeus
Absolutely.
and take down the god kids.
Have y'all told?
Oh my
Have y'all hyped
goodness.
up Poseidon
I
yet? Like, have we been doing that yet?
Doing
He
what?
saved Zach, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So how about we just like make sure that everyone knows that he's the big hero? Because
Oh,
if that won't
I
chafe fucking Zeus's nuts, nothing will.
I did that already. I told Hermes how big of a hero Poseidon was and kept telling him how great Poseidon did. And I'm sure Hermes will go tell everyone now. Especially because I said that we witnessed it.
It's a start.
At this point, it's getting close to midnight. Is there anything anyone's going to do?
Hey, Deuce.
Pack a bag.
What's in this bag? Go ahead, Hypnos. What were you saying?
Oh, right. Deuce, I have a question.
Hi, yes. What can I help you with?
Do you still have that frame with the puppies?
I have
You
a
gremlin.
picture of puppies, yes.
This is what we do to make his head explode. We put Poseidon as the employee of the month.
How do we get a picture of Poseidon?
Got it. You see Thanatos has his laptop out, turns over, goes to like a social media page for Poseidon.
That's not at all disturbing, but I'll be right back. And I'll go get the frame as well as pack a bag.
Done. I get the frame,
tonight.
pack a bag. You wouldn't necessarily have a printer in this area. You could go to like the sort of student center library area if you want to do that. But that might require some sneaking around at this time.
All right. We can do that. I can do that.
But you might have to wait till after your midnight appointment.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Can I
Go
take
ahead.
time? Can I try to heal my other thing?
Yeah, I'll say if you guys want to spend sort of taking it easy the rest of that whole afternoon, those who wish to do so may heal a harm.
I have a thing. I'm trying to decide on what I want to do.
You do have a thing.
Yeah, I do have a thing.
Someone is who is to harm? Meg?
I did.
Yeah. So you could help to heal additional harm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can do that too. I have two things I want to do. So Hypnos is gonna go to Meg and kind of like snoop around her and just kind of squint.
That was so amazing back there, but did you know acid really hurts? Like, it burns. You could have dodged that. I think so. I mean, you're so prowess, but right in the gut. Wow.
Meg is like at the sink, has her shirt up, is like smashing it up. Yeah, I think I figured that out.
So I want to use my move unhelpful advice.
Absolutely. Roll shut someone down to help her heal her harm.
All right. Where is...
It doesn't feel good.
No, Hypnos advice never does. Full success. So you're fully healed now, and you get to
then-
choose one from below. You want a string on her? Do you want her to lose a string on you, or do you want to give Meg a condition?
I want to get a string.
Okay, you take a string on Meg. As this is happening, the lights flicker and then go out, and you're all plunged in darkness. You hear lots of footsteps rush down the stairs into the common room. And you're all sort of roughly given like a hood or something, so you're sort of like pushed into your chest. You put this on. Each of you hear in a different voice. Dusa, you hear, put this on. Hey, it's me. Right now.
Hey, okay.
Does everyone comply and hood themselves?
Yeah, with that extra little
Yeah.
hi, it's me, Dusa would do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
Can we all
Uh,
figure out who is our person?
Ares is yours, Meg. Athena is yours, Theseus. Dionysus is yours, Than. And Zeus is yours, Hypnos.
God damn it.
So you're all, you could tell you're led up the steps. You're just sort of roughly led for a while, actually. You're sort of stumbling through, occasionally sort of tripping, but they keep you up. But it's just rush, chaos. It's really hard to keep your bearings, know what the hell's going on. Taking plenty of turns. Sometimes they just randomly turn you in circles a few times, keep you going. And then eventually, up some steps, doors open, you can hear. You could hear just from sort of the breathing and the footsteps that you're in a large space. And then you hear Dionysus. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now here for your theater auditions. And the hoods are removed from all of you. And you can see you're in the theater, but on the stage, looks like a wrestling ring. And you can see the God Squad are in these elaborate costumes. And that is where we'll end our episode. So we're about to get into some night theater, aka wrestling.
Oh.
Russell.
Oh
my God.
Lucha. Oh, this is
So that is it for this episode. The much less depressing ending than last time. And Zag's alive. I saw
Yay!
that coming. Good job, Than. But we went over. Sorry for that. Thanks for sticking around. So let's tell the people who you are, where to find you, what you're up to, starting with Vin.
Howdy guys, again, I'm Vin at VinVoxVA. Had a fantastic time tonight. You can find me in a couple of things this week that I will announce on Twitter because my mind is blank right now.
Mood. Wes.
Hi there. I'm Wes with Carrying Comfort Studios. You can follow me on Twitter at BrotherXWes, or you can follow Carrying Comfort Studios at Comfort Carrion. This week, tomorrow, I think 3 of the peeps are going to be playing Apex Legends tomorrow night around 8:30, so you can catch that. I will not be partaking because I am garbage at the game. And then Thursday, we have a premiere of a new show. It is a Southern Gothic queer climate change horror show called Down Deep, presented by Charm Person Games. Stephanie of Charm Person Games is going to be running that. I myself, along with Vin here and a few others, are going to be playing in that. So check that out. It is going to be at around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at Carrying Cover Studios. Friday night, there is Abnormalcy. It's a superheroes show. Catch that at the same time. And then Saturday, I'm over at Vorpal Tales playing a game of Colt. So go ahead and check that out as well. And I've got a busy week this week. I didn't even realize I had a busy week this week, but I did. But yeah, so ain't that how it goes? But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, and thanks for having me, Bully.
Absolutely. Rachel.
I am Rachel. You can follow me online at Ms. Petty Dreadful on Instagram and Twitter. Catch me playing games on Tablegoth on YouTube and Twitch. Today I'm going to tell you to check out our Good Society run that's on YouTube. It was super fun, and if you like Monsterhearts, you'll probably like Good Society because it's a blast.
It was a blast. Speaking of blast, April.
Hey everyone, I'm April. You can find me all over the internet as April Raygun. I am one of the brain cells of Slady's ATL. I'm supposed to be on break this month, but here I am. So you won't find me in very many places, but season 2 of North by Northwest is about to start coming out soon. So keep your eye on that. And Slady's will be back in September with new seasons of everything. And I have a bunch of other things coming up. So follow my Twitter, again, April Raygun. That's probably the best way.
And finally, we have Prince.
Hey everybody, I'm Prince, aka Dimples and Dice. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter as Dimples and Dice, all that jazz. This week, tomorrow, you can catch me on Rolling These 20s for our Cyberpunk Red campaign, Trauma Team Chronicles, where I play a rocker boy who absolutely has should absolutely have nothing to do with medical equipment at all, or helping anyone to heal themselves. That'll be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, where I am the storyteller over at Rolling News 20s for Vampire the Masquerade Philly by Night. This is our 3rd season, and we are ramping up to some shenanigans because Submerged Directive is so fucking cool to use as a storyteller. And then on Sunday, likely to be my last episode of Dungeons and Dragons Acquisitions Inc. Should be the last episode of our campaign, which is wrapping up after just over a year. I did not think it was going to go that long, but it's been a whole lot of fun to play with that crew. So come check us out. That's 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. Follow me on Twitter for all the other shenanigans I get into.
And I'm Bully. I do things over here at Tablegoth. Most of our stuff's on our YouTube. If you want to see me playing in games, on Wednesdays, I'm on the Overlords channel. And on Thursdays, I'm over at Table Horrors in a Victorian London game. So go watch me play there. And this Friday, the finale of No Kindred Hungry. It's a weird thing I started like a year and a half ago for charity for like the handful of storytellers that existed at that time. And now there's a million of us, and that's awesome. But yeah, our final game with Ellie Collins as our storyteller, Jacob Burgess as our guest player, who's such a creep, super nice guy, but he's such a creep. his character, you'll see. So check that out this Friday over at ATL by Night's Twitch channel. But that's it for us. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching our little game that I call 80s High School. Bye.